Monica Spain from Community Transit, and this is That Transit Show, where we tell you everything you need to know about riding transit in Snohomish County. We're going to talk to a guy who chats with customers all day long. Nick Ludington will give us tips for braving winter weather, and we'll get a look at how buses are outfitted for this chilly time of year. Plus, we'll play transit trivia. Welcome aboard. Joining us on That Transit Show is Nick Ludington from our customer care team. Nick, thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Monica.
Yeah, so, it's that time of year, the weather outside is frightening, and it's a good time to consider taking transit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great time to consider taking transit. I mean, I think, we just employ a whole team of professional drivers, and they're going to get you there safely, and we're going to try our best to get you there on time. It's probably going to be a little bit slower than it might be just taking your vehicle, but it might not. And also, just taking away the stress from having to navigate through the weather conditions.
Yeah, and getting extra cars off the road always helps too, doesn't
Absolutely.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So with potential weather delays, people might wonder if their bus is running at all, or maybe if their stop is closed, maybe the bus is late. Where can people go to find this information?
So we have a couple of resources. Probably the primary resource is going to be our website. We have a lot of really good information on there. If you go to our website and look in the search for snow service, you'll find a page that has all of our snow route maps. So if you typically ride, say, a 101 route, for example, you can go select the 101 map, and that will show you, this section of your route may be not served during snow, or there's also during our more severe events, you will have listings of, for example, potential canceled trips or trips that we've had to shift around based on the resources that we have. The other option is to always call our customer care team. We're more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. We have all of the details. We can print out materials for you, schedules, maps, if you need them, and send them off to you. And then also, if you're in person and you're at the Linwood City Center, our ride store is a great resource as well, and they can really provide all of those details for you as well.
And sometimes you'll have stops that are closed, right? So you've got to give people instructions on where to go if they haven't found that on the website. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we have snow routes that those are the maps that I mentioned earlier. Those will show segments of the stop that is closed, but you may not know exactly, but by looking at that map, if your stop is impacted there. So that's something that we're able to help you navigate by giving us a call or stopping into the ride store. If you look at the stop flag that's at your stop and you see that it has a snowflake with a red line through it, that does mean that in inclement conditions, like if there's snow on the ground and it looks like it might be difficult for if it's on an incline or a decline, that the bus may have difficulty serving that stop, then that you'll want to find a different location that does not include one of those snowflakes. If you don't see that, but you do have some question, you say, "Oh, this looks like it's a little bit of, it might be tough for the bus to start back up again after after it's been stopped." Then you might give us a call, and we can let you know if your particular stop is open, and also let you know what your closest stop is as an alternative.
Yeah. What other tips do you have for people who are going to be out there kind of braving this weather this time of year as they're waiting for their bus?
Yeah, and the basic stuff, dress warm, be seen. If you can wear something that is a bright color that's highly visible for the bus driver, that's helpful. If it's dark, using your cell phone camera, your cell phone flashlight, that's helpful to let our drivers see you. Be as close as you can to the stop post. The drivers really are looking for people that are around that post. So if you, or in the shelter, whichever. So try to be as close as you can to there. Plan to take a little bit longer. It's the buses still are vehicles that are operating on the roadways. Depending on the event, they might have chains on them, and then they're limited for the speed they can go. I think it's 20 or 25 miles an hour. So you might see some delays based on that, and also just on safe driving conditions. And then also keep in mind that you might see a different bus. So if you're used to riding a Swift bus and you see that big 60-foot Swift bus coming
with the articulation in the middle,
and all the branding and all of that stuff, you may not see that, and likely you won't. You'll probably see a much shorter 30-foot bus. But if you look at the head sign up top, the digital sign on the front of the bus, that will indicate to you that it is a Swift bus and the direction that it's going. Also, the signage at the Swift stations will indicate if that stop is open, and also provide you with real-time information, much as what we get from our website with that real-time information.
So Nick, in certain circumstances, it sounds like you may have to be walking or somehow getting to a different bus stop than your usual one during snowy weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. There are certain stops that unfortunately we won't be able to serve during, especially a snow event, but also sometimes during other inclement weather type events. You could develop your own sort of personal inclement weather plan. I think that would be helpful. It will give you the opportunity to be prepared for when these events come and not have to scramble the day of to try to figure out how your travel is going to work.
So planning ahead is key.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Nick, these are great tips. Thanks so much for being on the show today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We like to play a game on That Transit Show called Transit Trivia, where we test your community transit knowledge. Now, here's the question. Double-decker buses are popular with riders for their upstairs views. How tall are these buses? 13 feet, 13 feet 6 inches, or 14 feet 7 inches? We'll give you the answer after we take a trip to the maintenance bay at Community Transit.
Hey everybody, this is Tyler here. I'm a VSA at Community Transit. I want to show you what we do for snow situations. This is our 98 Chevy Cyan. It's outfitted with snow chains and ice melt. These chains are brand new. They all go out, and after each use, they get inspected. It's also outfitted with ice melt. Ice melt is for all the bus stops and for driver locations. We put it there for public safety and pure safety. So we actually have a lot of heater locations in the rear of the bus, just in case one of these Arctics or articulated buses gets stuck in the snow. There's heater locations here, so you'll stay nice and toasty warm in the winter months. This is the articulated section. We don't bring the articulates out during the winter warnings because the rear axle is our drive axle. When a driver is turning, say left or right, that drive axle can push them right through that turn and cause them to jackknife. We also have a maintenance staff of about 96 people here in our department. We're all called for snow duty. Everybody knows how to put on chains, and there's always going to be someone 24/7 in any winter warning to come rescue any bus or anybody riding the bus. That's your winter PSA from your local VSA. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you out there.
Our thanks to Tyler in the maintenance department for getting those buses ready for winter weather. Now here's the answer to this episode's transit trivia. How tall are our double-decker buses? The answer, 13 feet 6 inches. Thank you for joining us on That Transit Show. We'll see you next month with more community transit news. I'm Monica Spain. See you at the next stop.